everyone, I am Sheila May Mingrania and today I will be talking about capitalist ideology.
What is capitalism? Capitalism is an economic system based on private ownership of the means of production and their operation for profit. In fact, as Adam Smith, father of capitalism and also known as father of economics, said that the essential feature of capitalism is the motive to make profit. As Adam Smith writes, it is not from benevolence of the butcher, the brewer, or the baker that we expect our dinner, but from their regard to their own interests. In addition to motive to make profit, other defining features of capitalism include capital accumulation, competitive markets, a price system, private property, and the recognition of private rights, voluntary exchange, and wage labor. Put differently, therefore, capitalism is an economic system which private actors own and control property in accord with their interests and demand and supply freely set prices in a way that can serve the best interests of society. This explains why in a capitalist market economy, decision-making and investment are determined by the owners of wealth, property, or production, ability in capital and financial markets. In a relation to this, the prices and distribution of goods and services in a capitalist system are mainly determined by competition in goods and services market. Thus, in a capitalist economy, capital assets such as factories, mines, and railroads can be privately owned and controlled while labor is also purchased for money wages. Capital gains occur to private owners and prices allocate capital and labor between competing uses. Recently, economists have identified four types of capitalism distinguished according to the role of entrepreneurship in driving innovation in the institutional setting in which ideas are put into place to spur economic growth. These include state-guided capitalism, oligarchic capitalism, big firm capitalism, and entrepreneurial capitalism. In state-guided capitalism, the government decides which sectors will grow. Initially motivated by a desire to foster growth, this type of capitalism has several pitfalls: excessive investment, picking the wrong winners, susceptibility to corruption, and difficulty withdrawing support when it is no longer appropriate. Oligarchic capitalism is oriented toward protecting and enriching a very narrow fraction of population. Here, economic growth is not a central objective, and countries with this variety have a great deal of inequality and corruption. Big firm capitalism takes advantage of economics of scale. This type of capitalism is important for mass production of products. Entrepreneurial capitalism produces breakthrough like the automobile, telephone, and computer. These innovations are usually the product of individuals and new firms. It takes big firms to mass produce and market new products. So a mix of big firm and entrepreneurial capitalism seems best. This is the kind that characterizes the United States more than any other country. Given the above discussion, we can now conclude that capitalism is founded on the following pillars. First is the private property. This allows people to own tangible assets such as land and houses and intangible assets such as stocks and bonds. Second is self-interest. It is through self-interest that people act in pursuit of their own good without regard for socio-political pressure. Third, competition. Through the firm's freedom to enter and exit markets, competition maximizes social welfare, that is, the joint welfare of both producers and consumers. Fourth, market mechanism that determines prices in a decentralized manner through interaction between buyers and sellers. It is important to note that prices in return allocate resources which naturally seek the highest reward not only for goods and services but for wages as well. Fifth is freedom to choose with respect to consumption and investment. Here, dissatisfied customers can buy different products, investors can pursue more lucrative ventures, and workers can leave their jobs for better pay. Sixth and last, limited role of government, protect the rights of private citizens, maintain an orderly environment that facilitates proper functioning of markets. It is important to note that the extent to which these pillars operate distinguish various forms of capitalism. In free markets, or also called laissez-faire economies, markets operate with little or no regulations. In mixed economies, so-called because of the blend of markets and government, markets play a dominant role but are regulated to a greater extent by government to correct market failures such as pollution and traffic congestion, promote social welfare, and for other reasons such as defense and public safety. It is also important to note that mixed capitalist economies predominate today. As we may already know, capitalism has been constantly under attack by scholars and practitioners alike. In fact, the famous socialist thinker Karl Marx devoted much of his lifetime to critiquing capitalism. Some of the popular critiques of capitalism inspired by Marx are the following. First, capitalism concentrates power in the hands of minority capitalist class that exists through the spoliation of the majority working class and their labor. Second, capitalism prioritizes profit over social good, natural resources, and the environment. Third, capitalism is viewed as an engine of inequality, corruption, and economic instabilities. Fourth, capitalism is considered as anti-democratic because many are not able to access its purported benefits and freedoms such as free investing. It must be noted that against the above-mentioned critics, supporters capitalism argue that it provides better products and innovation through competition, promotes pluralism and decentralization of power, disperses wealth to people who are able to invest in useful enterprises based on market demands, allows for a flexible incentive system where inefficiency and sustainability are prioritized to protect capital, creates strong economic growth, and yields productivity and prosperity that greatly benefit society.